Hi everyone, in today's video I am gonna talk about Mercenary and what kind of character should you be asked for to borrow from your friends every single week. Now, vast majority of the time, it's going to be quite straightforward because you would think naturally, I would just want to borrow the highest level character from your friends. And yeah, that's probably true, going to be like 70–80% of the time. However, there are a few distinctions that I would like to make and really talk it through today because sometimes it's not actually the most obvious choice for you. So, one thing I'm going to caveat up front is that the type of mercenary you ask for is going to be different depending on whether you're in the first 30 days or after the first 30 days of a server opening. And the reason is if you're within the first 30 days, your main priority is going to be trying to rush through as many story maps stages and as many towers as possible in order to collect your steps of honor rewards by becoming the top three players to clear that particular stage. And if that is your goal within the first 30 days, all of your mercenaries should be focused on that. And what I mean is that, let's say your milestone for this week is that you need to clear 1640 faster than anyone else. What you should be doing is simply go on Discord or maybe YouTube, search for that particular stage, see what other people are using in their teams in order to clear that stage. Just find easy way to copy someone's answer sheet, right? Just find out how other people are able to clear it and compare it to your own normal team and see what's the difference and just borrow the mercenary which is going to make up that difference. Sometimes if you have more than two character difference, then you may need to find a different answer sheet, try to copy someone else's answer. But either way, all of your mercenaries should be focused on that. You can potentially do one milestone ahead as well. So let's say currently you're almost at 1640, so you really want to progress for 1640 first, but you may also want to borrow a particular mercenary that will help you to clear 2140 as well, just in case you progress really fast and manage to and need to overcome both hurdles in 1 week or something like that. So those are kind of the main thing you want to look out for in the first 30 days. What I am more going to talk about today, though, however, is after the first 30 days, what kind of mercenary should you be asking for? Because there is a difference. Within the first 30 days, because you're trying to overcome a particular stage, it's very easy for you to fine tune your mercenary request so that you tackle and target just that one particular stage. However, afterwards, it's going to be a bit more untargeted because you don't actually know exactly what is the stage that you're going to really try to overcome, and you don't really know exactly where you will get to by the end of the week. So now you actually have to think more broadly, high level, which characters that will actually benefit your team the most in long run. So and here's how I'm going to do it. There are three slots that you can ask for every single week, and I'm going to talk exactly for every single slot what kind of character do you want to do for. So the first slot that I'm going to talk about, and I think this is going to be the most important slot, is that you want a character for specifically for boss battles. Now the reason why I say this is that if you look at the rules for where mercenary characters can be useful, they can only be used once in the story map or the tower every single week. However, in your guild boss battles, etc., you can use them multiple times, every single time, in fact. So what that means is that you can normally attempt a guild boss twice or three times, depending on your VIP level. And then, because that's multiplied by 7 times a day, you can actually potentially use that character 21 times in a single week. And because you rack up rewards in correlated with how much damage you do. So if you actually bring a character which is able to help you greatly in boss battle, and let's say even if they only help you to gain you, I don't know, 20 diamonds per battle, times that by 21, that's 400 free diamonds instantly just from a mercenary. And that is just one of the easiest best value that you can get out of it in comparison to maybe just overcome one extra stage one day earlier. It's just a no-brainer that you want to pick a mercenary for your boss battle. So my suggestion for your first slot is definitely going to be very boss centric. And out of all the boss characters, the priority for you is probably going to be either the new Kami. I have seen she do crazy amount of damage. So I think she's probably the best DPS in the game right now. So I think if you do have a friend who happen to have her, that'd be great. Otherwise, Monster Hunter Ken is also a really solid choice because he just kind of rack up a new attack after every single combo. So it's just like free damage on top of it, whatever you're already able to do. So that's also another really good choice. The problem with both of them is they're quite new characters, so maybe your friends don't really have a high level one. And if you have to look for alternatives, then some of the other good suggestion would be Fashion Blanca. Now, depending on what level is your own Fashion Blanca, because most people should probably have one already by now. So depending on your own level, it's up to you whether you want to pick a Fashion Blanca from your friend. Otherwise, in terms of other good boss candidates for Wind faction, I would say Kami, right? One of the highest single target DPS. That's a really good choice. Matt Ryu for the Lightning faction, although most people probably have a high level Matt Ryu. So once again, I'm not sure if that's actually someone you actually need to borrow. You can probably just use your own. And for fire, you can probably go for DiCapri, which is a good single target, and also you can potentially execute if you are doing the Guild Shadowland with lots of different waves as enemy. I think DiCapri would be nice there. If you're doing the single target one, then DiCapri maybe not so much. But the other really good choice would be Delson. Delson do crazy amount of damage. Very similar to how Fashion Blanca works. He just stack up loads of burn damage, and that's actually really good. It just really adds up. So Delson will also be a really good choice for the Fire faction if you want to get a boss character, really. So yeah, so that's going to be my suggestion for the first slot. For the second slot, I think I would do a more focus on your story map versus tower, and I would say try to find a character that's completely opposite to what your normal team would do. So therefore, if your normal team is stuck by a particular hurdle, then at least you have the ability to try something new with your mercenary. So I'm gonna give an example for myself. My main DPS in my team is, in fact, my only DPS in my team is Matt Ryu, and that's a single target attacker. And normally he is great at carrying me lots of different stages. However, as soon as there's a Bison in the enemy lineup, I'm normally stuck there for at least 2 or 3 days before able to move on because Bison just completely nullify any kind of single target because he just wouldn't die, and sometimes it's really difficult for me to get to the back row. So therefore, if I actually want to pick a mercenary that will be able to complement what my team is not able to do, I will want to pick either a character who's able to hit the back line or a character who's able to do AoE damage, which is kind of what I've done here by picking Guile from one of my friends. And this is the tactic I would encourage all of you to do the same as well. So basically just pick a character which would be able to complement what your team is not able to do, really. So if your main DPS is single target, then try to borrow a AoE damage dealer for your mercenary. If your main DPS is AoE, then try to pick a single target for your mercenary. So just do it vice versa. So this way, hopefully, it will be able to help you to overcome one problematic stage. And once you overcome that particular type of hurdle, because your normal DPS is strong enough, they should be able to help you to progress quite a bit further before you don't become stuck again by that type of hurdle, which then you potentially need your mercenary again. But yeah, so this is the kind of tactic I would suggest for your second slot. As for the third slot, it's really up to you. But what I generally prefer to do is I want to wait. I don't want to pick someone straight off. I want to wait a bit towards the end of the week just to see whether there's anything situational that happens and my first two characters that I pick is not able to overcome that straight away. And normally the thing I'm actually looking for in the third slot is not actually the level of the character, but actually whether they have their fighting spirit unlocked, because I want to utilize their assist skill. So one thing that I have my eye on is Makoto. I explained this in my Matt Ryu guide as well. Like Makoto is like the perfect assist character for Matt Ryu, so I have really be eyeing my eye on a good Makoto. And if you actually look at Makoto, if I just simply went for the highest level character that my friend have, for example, this person, Pancake, he has he or she have Makoto, which is a SSS plus 2, however doesn't have a fighting spirit unlock. Whereas if I go lower down a bit, for example, I could say I believe this person is just a normal standard SSS, there's no any plus signs, however she actually have the assist skill unlocked. And to me, that is actually going to be a better choice because that's exactly what I'm using this third slot for. Just someone to complement my team a bit further in what they're normally able to do. So mainly looking for the assist skills. So this is going to be my suggestion for you in the mercenary. So just don't go blindly into trying to pick a mercenary with the highest level. Sometimes, yes, they may help. However, a lot of time you actually need to click onto them one by one to see whether their fighting spirit is unlocked or not. And also, sometimes, quite importantly, also fighting soul. This is also going to be really important for the boss battle slot. Sometimes, for example, you could have a fighting soul, which would help you to do even more boss damage, where someone may put like broken formation, which only works once per battle, in which case it's very useless against bosses, etc. So basically, yeah, just don't go blindly for characters with the highest level. Actually, click on them and look at their fighting spirit, fighting soul, and pick one that's actually able to help and complement what you are normally able to do. So yeah, so just a quick recap on the three slots. I would suggest for the first slot, try to pick a character who is actually able to help you greatly in boss battle and therefore bring you an insane amount of value from just borrowing this one single character. For the second slot, I normally try to go for a character who is able to do something your normal team is not able to do. So therefore, if your normal team tactic become unstuck by a particular stage, you have a way out by trying your mercenary. And then for the third slot, normally I suggest waiting around just to see if anything pop up. Otherwise, try to pick a character who is able to greatly strengthen what you're already good at doing. So normally those will become in the shape of assist knight because they wouldn't disrupt the normal formation or the normal lineup or combo structure of your own team. They will just be able to add some cherries on top of your normal standard tactic and therefore help you to do what you're already doing even better. So yeah, so this is going to be my suggestion for mercenaries. Let me know what you think and hopefully see you next time.